Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you know, a couple days before I talked about a game called The Day Before, which is at one point considered Steam's most wishlisted game. Meaning that Steam players apparently really loved this game to the point where they put the wishlist tag on and said, Daddy, I can't wait till this drops so I can play it. Okay, that's true and all. But ladies and gentlemen, this game launched literally a couple days before. It launched the day before. And the studio shut down the day after. Now, normally I don't laugh when a studio closes, but these guys are not exactly the best studio in terms of anything. So again, if we're going to go back in time and look at one of their initial statements, to our future players who will dive into the game on December 7th, which literally is like, what, 4 days ago? We made this for you so you can enjoy the game and it becomes a celebration. So this is how we began. This is where we're at now. Today we announced the closure of Fantastic Studio. Oof. Unfortunately, the day before has failed financially, and we lack the funds to continue. All income received is being used to pay off debts to our partners. We've invested all our efforts, resources, and man-hours into the development of Day Before, which was our first huge game. We really wanted to release new patches and to reveal the full potential of the game, but unfortunately we don't have the funding to continue the work. It's important to note that we didn't take any money from the public during the development of The Day Before. There was no pre-orders or crowdfunding campaigns. We worked tirelessly for 5 years, pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into this game. At the moment, the future of The Day Before and Prop Night is unknown, but the servers will remain operational. I assume they probably have an agreement for like a certain time the servers are up there. And until that agreement ends, you can play this brilliant MMO extraction shooter that was supposed to be, as of today, still an open world MMO survival set in the present day on the US East Coast following a deadly pandemic. So again, we apologize if we didn't meet your expectation. We did everything in our power, but unfortunately we miscalculated our capabilities. Creating games is an incredibly challenging endeavor, so here they come with a whole year of their accomplishments. And of course, they finally ended 4 days after they released their biggest fucking game in the world. That's a correction. When I actually looked at this earlier on before we recorded the podcast, I swear to God, I thought we still had like a sale being made here. But it seems like the game isn't being sold, obviously, because it's shutting down. Now, if you look at the Steam reviews, you can see that, yes, it's overwhelmingly negative, but a common trope amongst them is product refunded, product refunded, product refunded, product refunded, product refunded. Oh, shit! So again, ladies and gentlemen, there's a few more things to this story. Being one of the most wish-listed games is pretty big, but to actually go down to the reality of it, in the 4 days this game was alive, it literally had a peak of around 38,000 players, 38,104 players, which was their all-time peak. Currently, that number dropped not before the studio shut down, literally the day after. See, on December 8th, the player base was at 12,000. The day before, it was 38,000. And of course, that number kept slipping and slipping and slipping until it is in fact as dead as 2,326 players right now. So yeah, I guess if you wanted to finally get into the game and not have server issues, this might be your only time to play the game. Now, I'm personally a little bit depressed because I wish I could have played this game, but I didn't. I didn't buy it. I didn't jump into it, and frankly, I'll never get to experience the trash heap that is The Day Before rendered on my local system. So I decided to dig a little bit deeper and see maybe if there was some update on their Discord. On their Discord, one of their employees over here, one of the Discord moderators, I guess, was like, alas, goodbye, and thank you for myself and the rest of the mod team. We appreciated all the fun we had over the time we spent here. We had our community ups and downs. The kind words today were appreciated from the mods. Fumbled and tried to use us as a scapegoat. One day, someone will make the game we all desire. Yeah, this is the same mod that also defended the game and said it's not an extraction game, even though that, again, was relayed by the developers. But that said, you still couldn't take these idiots at their word. What were you doing? Critical thinking skills, my man. So again, they even bring up how to do a refund after 2 hours has passed. The fact that we have brought up how to do refunds after Steam's pre-allocated time, the fact that we're looking up guides just shows you how bad it is. The Reddit board around here, in fact, it has changed the profile picture into a clown version of The Day Before, okay? Meaning that this is now actually part of the community canon, 100%. So based on some insider information regarding the day before, one thing that I wanted to look at was how much this game got refunded. And according to this one report from an insider, lifetime Steam units were 201,000 units, okay? And I believe the game was being sold at like $54 Canadian. I guess you can do the conversion for America or, Europe or any currency you reside in. But the lifetime Steam units returned roughly averaged around to 50%, okay? So maybe slightly less. 91,000 refunds, dude. That is insanity. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, this is not good for any company. To give you an idea of how Steam refunds work, they're not meant for you to try out a game. If the game has performance issues, you should issue a Steam refund. If the game is a blatant fucking lie, then you should refund on Steam. That's just how it works. And this game is, in fact, a blatant lie. Remember, they build this as an open-world MMO shooter, when in reality, it was just a crappier version of The Division, or really any other extraction shooter game. Remember, if you wanted an extraction shooter, you should have built it that way. It was interesting because there is an actual amalgamation of people 5 days ago who posted all of the features. So weather, snow, time of day, nighttime, they've got audio, radio announcements, proximity chat, they've got physics simulations and collisions, they've got forcing the door open while sprinting. Man, the bar is set real low for gamers these days, Jesus. But again, they've got a zombie horde. These are more zombies than I've ever seen than actual streamers playing the game, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, this game looks different than the one that came out. And to understand, that's not like unusual. There's always bullshittery that goes on when you're promoting a game and when the final release version comes out. That doesn't mean it's okay. It just means that there were definitely some things that were not available from this build, it seems, in the final 2023 release. That said, on the other hand, one other really shocking thing that people had found out was when they looked into the actual Steam reviews for the video games. So inside the Steam reviews, you can see these positive reviews, the thumbs up. And of course, they post, I don't know Russian, okay? I played enough Metal Gear Solid 3 to get by. But if you notice, whoa, it seems like there's a lot of like-minded people in the Russian Federation, because there's a lot of positive reviews for people that have specifically 13.5 hours on record. 13.5. Look, I'm not going to accuse anybody of having a click farm for reviews, but god damn. Even the review is hilarious. All this really means it could have been better. They're even underselling it in the positive reviews here. Yeah, I guess the game could have been better. That's not a misleading statement. It could have been a lot better, in my opinion. But ladies and gentlemen, beyond all of this, one of the interesting things that they mentioned throughout this was, for those who don't believe in us, please don't accuse us of asset flip. That's not true. Our team worked day and night for 5 years to make a game a reality. All right, ready for this one? One person actually looked down the Unreal Engine store. And again, this is what they are confirming are from the marketplace. This isn't me. If I can't find them or I'm not sure definitively, I'm not placing them here. So this was a Steam post in the community section, in the discussions, but I believe it was removed, where they showed the plugins like the third-person camera, the Ascent dialogue system, all the way down to the assets of the skate park, the Arctic base. I mean, we're getting to a point where, ladies and gentlemen, the further we scroll down, we're not even making our own vending machines, okay? We've got the Urban City Pack, the City Skyline Restaurant and Piano Bar, the 7 Cars Pack. Look, at the end of the day, buying assets for game development isn't necessarily a crime. For smaller developers and newer people, obviously assets are bought to speed up development time, but at least conveniently convey that. Don't just sit on your high horse and say, please don't accuse us of, don't accuse me of the asset flip. When in reality, the community has had at least 4 days to sit down, and again, based on one observer, this was the assets they claim were in the game. Personally, I can't confirm it because I never bought the game. And there's a good reason why I didn't buy the game. Because I knew it was going to be a shit game with its horrible development cycle. Remember the amount of delays this game has went through? And the initial announcement trailer, the fact that on their own YouTube page, they had removed advertising announcement material for their video game, just so this piece of shit could drop in 2023, and a few streamers could try playing it to their audience and be so goddamn excited, like Dr. Disrespect, who was just so excited, shooting a zombie 7 times. A zombie that was animating at like 6 frames a second, by the way, at a distance. Insane. I didn't see the crazy crowds. I didn't see a game worth getting excited about. It really seems like this game was built by aping the advertisement of literally The Last of Us and sold itself as this open world zombie survival MMO, which would have been a cool game, right? But at the end of the day, why the hell would you not buy DayZ that has a game already built into it? Why would you just not buy The Division or really any game if you wanted that extraction shooter? Why this stuff wasn't conveyed properly is disgusting. And this game, in my opinion, is in fact a scam. And the fact that they shuttered 4 days down the road, there needs to be a proper refund process for this. And if you haven't gotten your money back, you 100% should. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a disgusting release. And honestly, this is the record implosion of a company destroying itself in literally just 4 days of them releasing, quote unquote, their biggest game ever. This is without a doubt one of Fantastic's most fantastic implosions, and I think we're going to leave it at that, boys and girls. It's the day after now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.